YouTube, it's Jane Marissa back with another video. In today's video, in honor of August being Health and Well-Being Awareness Month, we're going to talk a little bit about social determinants of health. And what really brought on this thought of needing to record a video about social determinants of health is what's been in the news about the Trump administration considering putting a time limit on how long a person can be utilizing housing assistance like Section 8. So they are considering putting a 2-year time limit on a person being able to utilize Section 8 housing. And I feel like for a lot of you, I don't have to tell you that that could truly be detrimental to a person or their family's overall health and well-being. So what do I mean when I say social determinants of health? When someone is referring to social determinants of health, it's typically referring to anything that's outside of like typical health related things that can contribute to your health outcomes or overall well-being. For example, a person's education level. The higher your education level is, outcomes typically show that you're better off for your health and well-being because maybe that higher education level has afforded you the opportunity to get a job that pays really well. So you're able to afford health care, you're able to afford healthy food, you're able to lower your stress levels and the worry that a lot of people experience not being able to pay for their bills, trying to figure out how they're going to meet their basic needs. Another social determinant of health could be your neighborhood and environment. If you live in a food desert, meaning that there aren't a lot of grocery stores that give you access to fresh produce, or you live in an area where there's only fast food within your area, that could be a social determinant of health that affects your health and well-being. Housing, a basic necessity. If you don't have a job, you don't have money, you're not able to pay your bills, and that could negatively impact your ability to afford housing for you and your family. And if Section 8 is limited to only 2 years, that will greatly contribute to more families being put out and having to struggle and figure out how to meet the basic need of housing. You'll see likely increases in homelessness, which will impact their ability to have access to health care, as well as a trickle-down effect of being able to eat healthy and keep their bodies moving and functioning in the way that it's supposed to function. 2 years in the grand scheme of things is really not a long time, especially when you're unemployed or underemployed. A lot of the lower income families that are receiving housing assistance are likely, if they are employed, it's likely because they're underemployed, meaning they're not making a whole lot of money. They're not even making enough to meet their basic necessities. And so putting more stress on them to figure out where they're even going to live feels very counterproductive. And I really don't understand why there are so many people out there who set individuals up to fail. Like, I feel like a lot of our systems that are in place within the United States set people up to fail, or if you're in a low income situation, the systems are set to where you're stuck there pretty much, and then nobody wants to help you, which feels really weird to me. So what do you expect these people to do? So when they time out and the 2 years is up, then what? Are you going to have shelters in place to take these people in? What comes of the person who is still struggling 2 years from now? And it's not always their fault. They just may not have access to work that provides them with the amount of money that they would need to survive, to provide not only for themselves, but for their children, their families as a whole. And then we've already talked in a previous video about this current administration cutting Medicaid money. So if you don't have assistance to get health care and the assistance is being cut off for your housing, what do you expect these people to do? I guess that's the real question here. Since they seem to have all the answers and they're just doing stuff without thinking about the consequences and the negative impacts that it would have on people's overall health and well-being, I'm trying to figure out what is the alternative. And then they don't want people to say that the unemployment rate is going up. They don't want homeless people being on the street visible for everybody to see, because it's such an inconvenience for you to see those people who are homeless when you are setting up systems that are going to continue to put more and more people in that position. Make it make sense. Like I said before, public health in this country is absolutely under attack. Voting for this was absolutely insane for those of you who did so. And things are only going to continue to get worse. I feel like there are a lot of people out there who don't care about other people. They genuinely just don't care. And it only becomes an issue that you've made a stupid decision to vote for people who do things like this. And you put people in positions of power to wreck the lives of those that you don't care about. And it only becomes a problem when it starts to affect you. So when you and your family members start to get laid off, when you and your family members need to rely on government assistance to help you out, when you're unable to be gainfully employed and make enough money to provide for yourself and your family, then it's going to become an issue. And those of us who have been on this ride all along, i.e., federal employees, public health professionals, social workers, all of the human services fields that are going through all types of chaos right now because there are idiots in the White House, we've known all along. And I hate to say I told you so. But I also can't wait on the day when it starts to affect you and you thought that you were exempt in some kind of way. I'll be the one to tell you I told you so. So maybe I don't hate it so much, you know? Maybe not. I mean, my life has been ruined. I know other people whose lives have been ruined because dumb decisions like this are coming along. And I didn't even grow up in a low income family or situation. So I can only imagine what those people are experiencing. And I am a very empathetic person, probably to my detriment. I take on other people's stress and worry about, well, how are they going to do this? And how are they going to take care of themselves? And how are they going to ensure that they are alive, well, and thriving? And it's just sad that other people don't have that same mindset. But that's all I have for now. Let me know down below, has the current administration's cuts on federal funding, on Medicaid, on changes to housing assistance, if that were to happen, would it affect you? Does it affect anybody that you know? Like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notifications, and until next time, stay healthy and stay well. Bye.